champions are different arms. This particular studio sells all of their PS2, Xbox, PS3, PS4, PS5. But that's what they do. Okay, let's move to this one. This is actually a really cool find. At the exchange, I went in and they had this sitting with some TurboGrafx games. It's the TV Game Computer Cartridge Converter. And I don't know if you can tell, but it's got a picture of a PC engine with a TurboGrafx 16 game going into it. And when I bought it, the guy said that it was to play American TurboGrafx games on a PC. Came from a game store. These 4 items, they do a buy 3 get 1 free, and they also have a markdown schedule. So many months in the store, it becomes 50% off. So the game that I got free was Load Runner, and it would have been a $3 game. This game was $7.50, and that's Road Rash 3. And the cool thing about that one is I actually have the case for it. So now I just need the manual, and that will be a complete game. And then I picked up Space Harrier. I believe I paid $6 for it, for the Sega Master System. And then a copy of Wild Arms, which is pretty cool. And yeah, it's missing the manual, unfortunately, which isn't a huge deal. But for, I believe I paid $8 for it. We got a Wild Wild Quest Chester Cheetah. No idea how much I paid for that or where I got it. This game came from the same thrift store where they price out all their PS1, PS2, Xbox games for $2, and that's Monster Rancher. A copy of Thunderblade. No idea where that came from. This was a pawn shop for $2. Silent Hill 2, disc only. This one came from Disc Replay. I just thought it was an interesting looking game made by Xseed, and that's Ivy the Kiwi. Again, I apologize for kind of rushing through this, but I really want to get through this as quickly as possible without making a ton of videos. No idea where this came from. Baroque, PS2. A Common Theme. I don't know where this came from. And this is another one of those things. It's Starflight. Not complete, just has the case and the game. Okay, these 2 games came from a store which has recently been taken over by a new owner, which I was extremely happy happened, because the previous owner priced stuff fairly high and didn't actually keep prices on stuff. Normally the owner would look it up online and then give you like a $1 discount from eBay. But the guy told me that they were selling all their Dreamcast games for $5 a piece. They hardly had any Dreamcast stuff, but what they did have was the House of the Dead 2. So I decided that was a pretty good deal for $5. And then an even cooler game, this was only $2, and that's Galaxy Force 2. So excited to get another shmup on the Sega. Another game that I do not have, he actually had 3 games in a glass case, one being Zelda, the gold cart version on the NES, Zelda 1, and then Dr. Mario and Donkey Kong, I believe, one of the Donkey Kong games. Not Junior Math. I definitely would have paid the price he was asking on those. But he wanted $15 a piece for the Donkey Kong and the Dr. Mario, and he wanted $20 for Zelda, which was just ridiculous because he was actually pricing everything else really well. And then he just put out 2 Super Nintendo games, one being Mortal Kombat and one being Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. He was charging $5 a piece for Super Nintendo games, so obviously I bought the Legend of Zelda, which was funny because he had one in a glass case that was not worth as much for a lot higher dollar. Anyway, to continue the story, I took that Zelda game to the exchange where they had some TurboGrafx games, and they sell Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past for $50, which is just ridiculous. I would never pay that, and I don't understand why they charge so much for it. But because they price it so high, they actually give a really good trading credit for it. So they gave me $25 in-store credit for just the Zelda game. So I basically used all of that to get Impossible for the TurboGrafx. I have put a little time into this. The game is not that fun. but you know, it's cool to get another TurboGrafx game. They had it priced at 22 bucks, but like I said, I basically paid $5 to get this, so impossible. A couple more pawn shop finds. Most likely paid $6 for these. Don't remember where I got them, but that's The Last of Us and Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Disc only of Brawl and disc only of Last of Us. I normally say $6 because most of the pawn shops around here charge anywhere from $2 to $8. That's really as high as they go. There is one pawn shop I go to that charges 10 bucks a piece, 2 for 15. And I rarely grab games from that one. So normally the price is in between 2 and 8. Okay, the last stuff that I have here is all garage sale finds. The first being, I went to the sale, asked if they had any games. He said they did. He went inside and he pulled out this really cool Nintendo 64 sports bag. It had a couple controllers, Super Nintendo controller, Jungle Green, a power adapter for a regular Nintendo, a Super Nintendo that is really heavy for some reason, for the bag, and this bag of stuff. I only paid 15 bucks for it. So he had a copy of Star Fox, he had Sword of Sedan, Super Mario Bros. 3, we got Too Cool to Fool, Fantasia, Rocket Knight Adventures, Sonic 2, The Simpsons, Bart vs. the Space Mutants, Sonic 3, a Nintendo 64 Game Shark, and a Rumble Pack. So I paid 15 bucks for everything, including the bag. I have no idea what's going on with Super Nintendo, so if it doesn't work, it's not a huge deal. These 3 games came, excuse me, came from a game store that was doing a liquidation type thing. Got taken over by a new owner, and the new owners are trying to get rid of all their old stock so they can bring in some new stuff. So for 2 bucks a piece, I picked up Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, Enchanted Arms, and Boom Blocks. Okay, I believe I went through everything except this last deal, which was a really awesome deal. I went to this garage sale, did the whole spiel, asked if they had any video games. The guy did. He told me his mother-in-law was supposed to be bringing them. Told me she was very late to the party. She was supposed to be there at 6 a.m. and it was 10 o'clock. So I gave him my number, asked him to call me when the stuff got there, that I appreciate getting first crack at it. He didn't call me, so I went back at 1:15. She still wasn't there. He guaranteed that she'd be there by 2, but I had some other arrangements. So I got there about 3:15. He had the box held back for me, and in it was a Sega Genesis with 2 controllers, with all the hookups, and a bunch of games. So let's go through these games. We have X-Men, Batman Forever, Columns, The Lost Vikings. That was a pretty cool one to get. Another copy of X-Men. One of them inside is actually X-Men 2. Golden Axe 2 in a generic case, but does have the manual. And Eternal Champions. And then a bunch of loose games. We have Pit Fighter, Sonic 2, The Lost World Jurassic Park, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie, Toxic Crusader, Ah Real Monsters, Streets of Rage, Aladdin, Buzzbee 2, Family Feud, World of Illusion, Jeopardy, Balls, Ren and Stimpy, Doom Troopers, Wheel of Fortune, and probably the best game in that lot, Gunstar Heroes, unfortunately with some label damage. So, I have no idea how long that video just took, but that is everything, I believe. Hopefully it didn't last too long. If it did, it's most likely in 2 parts. I really went through this as quick as possible because I had so much stuff. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you liked all the stuff I found. A lot of really cool stuff here that I probably didn't spend enough time praising because of how much stuff I had. I was really excited to get those TurboGrafx converters for PC Engine. Those were awesome. So yeah, thumbs up the video, like, comment, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff that all of us YouTubers love, and I will see you next time.